One burnt, scraped off the stuff sandwichy. Right, can go there. Alright, the next project. The air filter's looking, yeah. Right, we'll get to that. Mess about with that little unit there, messing about with those. This unit here, the tunny fellow, he said he couldn't get it going. I said, oh, it might be because you don't have a spark plug. So I hunted around. I was actually able to put a torch down there and see how long the threads are, and I grabbed one out of that little unit, but that the threads are. I didn't have the, the nipple thing on the top of the I'll show you. This unit here, that spark plug there didn't have the little nipple thing on it, and so that one needs it. I'm talking about nipples now. Not even a minute into the goddamn video. And so I took one out of that unit there, the plug, and it did have it on it. In fact, I went and found a nipple in my my racing plug, but the threads are different. God damn it. So that's just running a standard plug now. The racing plugs are whoa, awesome if the track's right for it. Keep that thing in there. That's yeah, that's a hot plug, as they know them as. Anyways, right, so yeah, I changed that to here, and I sprayed it with that brake cleaner stuff, with the high octane stuff it is. Got that idea from Junkyard Dudes. Thanks, guys. So she ran, so the motor's fine. This thing here is one of those power washer deals. That's my power washer unit in there. And I don't have any hoses or anything. I just blew out the filtery thing here. That's your intake there. Not really sure what goes on here. That's some kind of blow off valve or some bloody thing, I don't know. It's got some holes in here and science. I'm not too sure. That's your pressure layer. So there's your intake and there's your out. Oh, what's that bloody thing then? Is that a pressure control valve too? Oh, I don't bloody know. This is science, mate. Some bloke back in the 1850s would just look at that and know. I mean, it's got two areas to fill the same dealy, and with your oily thing, maybe it's just for access. I don't know. Don't know if the pump's good, so but we got it going. So yeah, Tunny Gucci, the Tunny fella, he said, oh yeah, we'll just go Harveys on that. And I said, yeah, we sell it. Cool. Alright, this unit is leaking. Did start, but it's leaking, so I managed to move the float bowl. I'm going to take the float bowl. I presume it's the needle and seat that's sticking. It's been sitting there a long time, so I reckon that's probably the case. I wouldn't mind seeing if the jets, maybe there's a jet there that I can take out, an idle jet or something. Science! We'll keep working on it. Yeah. And then this little unit, I know that runs. Years ago I toyed with this. This is an awesome unit. And I connected up just made up some rudimentary things here. I have an idea for this. So I'm going to put in a connector on the here, and then I can test these on site and show that they work. I've tested them, but being a Gaijin, no one trusts a Gaijin. A Gaijin savage. Alright, so but I'm actually enjoying this. Ease my mind. Take the mind off things. Right, soldier on. There you go. There you go. Now please with that. Rock and freaking roll, baby. Here it comes. Whoo! Air filter wasn't too good either, but I just figured I'd leave that off, but that creates a bit of vacuum through that thingy there, and haven't got that on, but that'll do. Quite pleased indeed. I established that there was a little thing like that tiny, and I showed the tunny fella. I said I came over there, he was on the phone, I was hunting around his place, he must have been wondering what the hell I'm doing, and I said he came in, I said and I showed him this tiny little idle jet, and it was so difficult to see as to whether there was anything flowing through it in the first place, you know. And so I said, I stole this from your place. I go, he just go. He goes, yeah, it means is it right? And he goes, yeah, it's alright. Hey, I'm gonna get to play with that a bit soon. There you go, mate. There you freaking go. And she's got very, very little fuel running in it. But the main problem with this, well, the needle and seat was sticking for sure, and that's why it was flooding, and it was flowing. Maybe that was last night's attempt. So I knew the needle and seat would be flowing. See if I can figure out this vacuum. If I had a filter, I reckon I could probably get that correct tuning. It's probably set to something. It's got some kind of governor type of thing on it. That's just freaking rocket science for me. But you know, I had to clean out the lines, and well, there was a lot of gunk in the bottom of this, and when I blew into this line here, something actually happened, and the main jet was all clogged up. It would run on this awesome stuff. I won this in a motocross race, actually. Yes. There you go. Didn't do that good in the race, but I won that and a tyre. Anyway, hey, it was new tyre. So it would run on that. This is brake cleaner. Best stuff to start. Rigs. Yep. Thanks Kevin and Mook and all them, Dylan McCool and Thunderhead 289, all those boys. Mook's not a boy. You know. Anyways, so it would run on that, but it wouldn't run on its own juice. This is really old juice. That had been running like 10 years. But she was I might test something. So she was running on that, but no way would it run on its own. And so I was able to unclog that main jet. But I noticed on the side there's this tiny little. It just looks like a nut, and it looks like it's sort of maybe a stopper for, so the main jet don't fall out or something. Oh, what's going on there? So I've got the magnifying glass out, and that, and under no one would have believed in the last years of the 19th century that human affairs were being watched by the timeless worlds of space. No one would have dreamed that we were being scrutinized. You know, it was just someone under a microscope. Tell me where that comes from. Anyways, and so this tiny fiddly bastard it was, tiny little unit, about that big. The idling jet was clogged. It was really difficult to see as to whether you could see through it. So I kept going with the CRC and brake cleaner and the air hose, and that did the job. That stolen thing right there. There you go. Yeah, there you freaking go, mate. There you freaking go. I'm really pleased about that. sometimes when you're doing jobs like this, you know, you say to yourself, like I did, oh, I'm enjoying this, I'm having a good time, I should be doing something else. I'll do it tomorrow. It's always tomorrow. And then I was down here trying to clamp this up, and then later on I'm thinking, yeah, you know, you're swearing and you're like, I hate this. Who would want to do this kind of shit? Right, let's test something, shall we? And then I might go and grab the tunny fella again and say, hey, come on. I'm really rapt about that because still got some bits. No one knows where they go. Yeah, I do. That's just atrocious. That air filter. That's not going to help that motor whatsoever. It's all just falling to bits. They're my fingerprints. I mean, that's stuffed. Oh, shit, there's a screw right there too. So I knew where all this went. Alright, let's get something. Okie dokie. What we got this time? How's this little trick unit, eh? The old hippo. You'd think you'd be a bit bigger to be a hippo. Maybe I should line them all up. Now, let me just take a shot. Yeah. Righto, now if I can get this little unit going. I had this going a long time ago. A long time ago. One man was me. Slip in the song. Trick unit. Yeah, I did have it going ages ago, and I wired some configuration up with all I had. Yeah, a little bit more advanced now. Nobody knows. Anyway, kept this for memories. That was my old 93 KX. That one too. Memories like the corners of your life. Oh, was that that one? Yeah, it was so worn out. No one cares about my stories. Anyways, how's this trick little unit? Now I was going to show you with a gas can. You know those red gas cans? I've got it on the back of the rig. Now I brought the mamachari today. I rode all the way, so it's not here. On the back you've got like this sort of relief valve where you can just let all some of the pressure of the gasoline out. And in fact, I went to the service station yesterday with the rig, and I pumped up the tyres, and I took the gas can out because I wanted a couple of litres so I could mess with like that and that and that. And I was thinking I'll take the can so I can mix fuel, because that's a 4-stroke, that's a 4-stroke, and that's a 2-stroke. I could take some out of that, but I'm running 32 to 1. I like running standard, the motors last longer. This is a 50 to 1 little unit. I just guessed it, but on here it says 50 to 1 anyways, be the same as the chainsaw down there. So that to 1 litre you'd be putting 20 mil of 2-stroke oil. Now I do have a can of 2-stroke oil back at the ranch, home on the range, but I figure I'll just steal some out of the rig here. He won't mind too much. He will get that piston someday. One day. That's a part of that fucking window that a few parts of that window that I went through. Basic wiring, diagram, Chinese, like that. Some other bullshit. Might have been for that. Anyways, go over there. I'm gonna go to a market in a few days' time. Ooh, with the tunny fella. That's well keen that. Right, you stay there. Right. So, anyways, so I go to get some fuel, and now they go, oh, the laws are changing. I say, you're Jusho, are they? Means your address. They come out with this paperwork, and they want you. I said, mate, I just want 2 litres of fuel so I can mix some two-stroke oil, and you go, oh, I have to write down this shit. I think it's probably, see, anyone that does some kind of fuckety whatevers, everyone else has to suffer, you know. And what do? The subjugators bow down and go, oh, yeah, okay, let's do that. Fucking tired of authority. Anyways, so I just said, oh, forget it, I'll go somewhere else, but you can't. But I'll just come up with a different plan, you know, maybe rip some juice out of the rig or something like that. But anyways, I think it could be due to some fucktard, I don't know, maybe they change his favourite anime character, you know, and decrease the size of the boobs or something like that, you know, and he cracked the shits and then burnt all these people inside a building, and some comic books writers thing or something like that. It could be because of that. And then I have to fucking, you know, so if I want to whack juice in that, so I take a can there in the back of the rig, and I don't just pour straight in this, because I've got to mix it, and I like to mix it up real good in the can and make it really happen. That's why you've got these pressure relief valve things. The reason why I mentioned that is because this has got a real nifty little unit on here. Right here you got this is a pressure relief little thingy dingy here, which I happen to just noticed, because I was like, is that a lock or something like that? What's going on here? So what happens is that little washery little thingy back there, so you move this thingy here, and that comes up a bit, and then you move it to all the way to the position and it locks down, so on a spring system. That's really cool. So prior to opening this, you just open that up. Isn't that right? I don't even know if there's any fuel in here. It's all dried up, or it was a long time ago. Actually not so bad. So I'll just continue on. Now I might get either a cigarette lighter. Is there a cigarette lighter around here? Oh, here's a good idea. Get a cigarette lighter to see if there's any fuel. Don't do that. Stupid. Actually, I saw footage years ago. How are we going for fuel? The situation's looking pretty grim, to be honest. I'll probably rip some out of that unit over there. Yeah, this bloke years ago, he decided he was going to don't do that. He was at this petrol station. He was driving this big truck, and Tony fella's here. He decided to look in the gas, the whole container thing, to have a look with a cigarette lighter. Darnie Awards. The Darwin Awards. Tony fella! Hey, how's it going? The Tony fella was over here having a look at this unit, and he said, I said, oh, that's a two-stroke. He said, you know what, I've got some two-stroke. I was thinking, I've got some, I'll get some out of the rig there. I was going to bring a can over. I'm on the Mamachari, that big unit right there. Still got my trophy sitting on it, that piece of paperwork there, and I lost it for a couple of months. Whoops. Anyways, yeah, the Tony fella's gonna mess this up right good. Like, didn't put the guard back on properly, and he gave me some two-stroke. Oh, that's cool. And so what I'm gonna do is fix this, and then get back onto that unit right there. There we are. Take that, the bearded mechanic. If you don't know the bearded mechanic, he's on YouTube. He's a laugh, man. You gotta check him out. I said to him, he said, oh, I forgot to put that one in, this sleeve. And he goes, oh, dodgy, like, it's either I missed out on that one or that one. I forgot to put in that one. So I pull this apart and I go, there is none. I got my torch in there. I go, hang on. So I go over to his place over there. Just over there. I go, oh, do you have another one of these? And he goes, no, I only saw one. And then he goes, hang on. He looked around a bit and he goes, oh, atta. Atta means like when you find something, you know. And I go, atta. And I found 1 yen on the ground. And that to him. Right. So now we have 2 sleeves. And we can put this guard back together correctly and safely. Yes. Oh, these these nuts here, I've got the old left-handed vernier caliper here. They're an odd size, that's for sure. They're what, 13.2, which what's that equate to in that funny one across the flats language. But this is a Toshiba, upside down Toshiba, which is Japanese. So why does it have funny size? So I presume due to this sort of thing, they don't want any old any old bearded mechanic. Now check out the bearded mechanic. God, he's funny. Like one day he might be dealing with I don't know, a gold wing or an old Harley or something. The next day he's dealing with these little mini bike things, and he'll go to some obscure town and find some little rigs, and if you can get them going on that location, he'll ride them all the way back, like in the rain and shit. It's fantastic. All right, let's get back to this. Well, that was a bit of an exercise in probable futility. I presume, like he said he fixed that, and I said, oh yeah. It was like missing bits, and I found we figured upon it was just this sleeve here that was missing. We went and found that, but it turns out this bracket here was in the correct position. It does have a tensioner. I knew it would because I've got chainsaw over the years and stuff, and this particular piece here, it says you need to have that little bolt with a locator, and there's another sleeve right there, and then that all goes together, and that sleeve goes behind this, and that creates space for the chain itself. And so I reckon, due to it may not be the case, but maybe that's why he got it in the first place, someone has misplaced this this sleeve that's supposed to be here. That's why it's recessed in there. So that's what the issue is. That's why the chain's binding up. Yes. So probable exercise in futility, because he's got that much shit all over, nuts and bolts and bits and pieces all over his warehouses there. We were lucky just to find that sleeve. Now if I knew the what sizing it would be, you know, we could probably get away with it, but I don't know, I don't want to give someone a dodgy chainsaw, because we were looking at it, he said, oh, I'll probably just toss it. And so, but that, I'm going to ask him, hey, did you open that up? And if he says yes, I go, hey, I think you might have missed a bit there. Alright, now I get to play with this thing. Okay. Right then, now, I've got some juice from one of those rigs. Amazing how convoluted all this stuff is, to all these switchy thingies and bits and pieces, and all to open this thing and do all that. And you know, they do all this stuff to make it so difficult for thieves to knock them off, but only thieves understand how it all works. Yeah. Anyways, let's check out this little unit. Here we go, baby, come on. Woohoo! Right. Let's see that. Coming down. Wow, that's his control piece. Oh, we're going to set something up here. Don't touch that. You have a shocking surprise. Well, this is pretty much as far as I wanted to go today. Unfortunately, we didn't have that space. I bet it's laying on the floor of the tunny fella's place there, you know, just a little recess space to keep that chain away, and that was all done wrong too, so I presume he's had that bit off too. Oh, I just guessed that I took half a litre of juice out of that, and I guess 10 mil. Hang on. Yeah. one way to top yourself. Yeah. Okay. Bit more work. Well, I guess the bearded mechanic, he's done it again. Yeah, so looks like, I'm guessing I might have carburation problems also with this. She only start on choke, but it runs sort of briefly, but at high revs. But when I go to put it on, but it will cut out when I go to put it on where you're supposed to be running, or in the range, anywhere in the range, it does nothing. So I'm guessing maybe the choke is creating enough vacuum for the, I don't know, maybe the idle jet's okay, but the main jet isn't, or I don't know what I'm talking about, or I think it's I think I think it's carburation issues. Yeah, I might have to open the carby up with this one too. It's been sitting there a very long time. I only got it started a couple of times, maybe only once, long time ago, so things get gummed up. I presume that's the case. Shan't be too complicated, but as I'm looking, I'm wondering how do you open it? But that'll be for another day. Right, but I'm very pleased with at least the achievements of today. Good. Yeah, you can't win them all, but I was hoping to have that running nicely and hook something up here, and so I can yeah, but we'll see how we go. I mean, it doesn't look too complicated to the regular dinosaur, but for me. Right, let's grab these sunnies, because I wear my sunglasses at night so I can see geckos. Right, now get these overalls off, get out of all this smoke before I get insulated or whatever it is. Grab that bag, chuck it on the mumachurry, and let's head back to the ranch. It's like about an hour and a half back. But hey, it's all good. I'm gonna go take a slash and think more about this. So, if it is running on choke, it's probably got one of those enclosed sort of issues. One of those with the filtery thing in there, or maybe it's the same filtering issue that I have last time, because it runs plenty of fuel, but maybe that's fuel delivery. Maybe the bit clogged up there and it's not getting enough fuel to it, but it could be, I don't know. It's got to be fuel delivery. Runs fine when it's going, so say maybe the fuel delivery hose line is sort of a bit clogged, and it's not, or no, that can't be it, because it won't run on this. It will not run on just your normal standard start, even though it's fairly warm. It's not like real cold here, or in any of this range. So that's likely Jets. Yes, Jet Lawrence. He would know, or his mechanics would know. Alright, I'm gonna take a slash. You know what, it seems like it's a whole lot later than what it is. It's not 7:15. It's a Friday night. This is what you do when you start getting a bit OLD. Right, just go right through this rice field where the wild pigs are. Yes, that's smart. Most of them run away, apart from that big bastard. Anyways. And that moon, eh? Gorgeous. Ooh, right then. So, judging by what was the problem with the first one, that jet sprayer thing, power washer. First of all, it didn't have a plug. Solve that issue. I think I pulled the carburetor apart on that one. Can't remember. Anyways, because the main issue was that generator, and that had numerous issues. It still does. That air filter was completely mush, so that crap was getting into the jets. The jets were a slightly different system than what I've seen, but after a few occasions of pulling it apart, and it was really easy to take the bowl off itself. I thought it was a screw system, but it wasn't. But that was quite easy to do. It's good to be able to think about stuff like this, you know, not thinking about the woes of the world, how fucked everything is. Yeah, just riding along in a rice paddy in Japan, and glimpsing the moon. Anyways, so yeah, that had issues with like it wouldn't run at all unless I hit it with the brake cleaner, and then she ran like she wanted to run. So that's the first good thing. Anything electrical, I mean, it's just small motors, they don't give you too much stress. They're quite fun to work on, but and small engines and stuff. But big stuff create more and more. There's more and more complicated problems, and for me, if anything's like electrical, if anything's like electrical or something like that, I keep looking at the moon, I'm about to crash. I don't know, grab a hammer and just keep hitting that bloody hyperdrive or whatever they got that fucking thing. Oh shit! The seat's up a bit high. Yeah, get that efficiency, mechanical advantage, velocity ratio, efficiency. Anyways. So yeah, you know, the flux capacitor or whatever I was talking about. So anything electrical is just sort of, you know, science. But so the issue with that generator was well, that air filter had it. It would run on the brake cleaner, so at least it would run, so that's good. Would not run without it whatsoever. So I lean towards the jets starting. It would only start utilizing the choke, which created at least some formulation of a vacuum through the venturi knee bone connected to the thigh bone or whatever. And I don't know if I passed the doctor's class. Anyways, going to Harvard and all. And so after a number of occasions, I ended up getting the gunk out of the jets. Did you check the jets? Yeah. Well, go fuck yourself. That's a 1979 Australian film called Running on Empty. Awesome movie. That bastard's blind. Anyways, until I was able to finally find a way to clean that idle jet, and that was sort of the final issue. But one major issue, which was never gonna resolve itself, when I was blowing through the air hose through some of the delivery lines, it just sort of went, you know, when you sort of think you're gonna have a false fart, and then you're like, oh shit, you know, like that. And then I was like, oh, it did something, so that was good. So there's probably 4 major factors. It probably would have ran on that shitty air filter, but you know, the major factors: fuel delivery, block jets, and it was a real bastard. So once that resolved itself, now it's sort of a matter of proper filter for it, a new filter, bit of slight tuning maybe, and that'll do. Let that governor do its thing. Right, so that's that. So I'm really pleased about that. As to this mini rig, it's probably a few factors also that might contribute, because it's been sitting there also for a very long time, and like fuel can glug up and all that sort of stuff. So I do believe that the jets would be all clogged up. It is running. It will run on choke for a while until the float bowl's empty, or it is flooding itself or something like that. Sort of leads me to believe, hey, it's not really getting enough air. Plus, there might be, I think the fuel delivery might be okay. No one's listening to this shit, but I'm thinking about this. Give me an opportunity to think about this. Now, and so I believe that the air filter is completely junk and it's starving it of air. It will run for a while on choke, but that's just giving it an enormous amount of fuel, just as if I was to spray it with high octane brake cleaner, like I'm from California, and so I'm still looking at air filter and like blocked, what do you call it, those Venturi extra hole things that do those things. Yes, some of these small carbs have got a few like extra holes and stuff, so they'll bring a small amount of fuel in, possibly. I don't know what I'm talking about. But also those jets are definitely something. I think that the needle in seat seems to be fine. I don't see any leakage or anything like that. That was an issue also with the generator. The needle in seat was sticking, and once I got it going, I immediately had some, with the brake cleaner, I immediately had some overflow issues, so it was leaking. I tried the tap method with the hammer bonk, even with going with some cleaner and sort of trying to tap, make that happen. Didn't happen, so I pulled it apart. I just pulled the float bowl off, and it wasn't much to make that move. So yeah, I think I've got similar issues with it. I really want to get that little rig to go, but on the morrow I've got quite a bit to do. But you know, like when you get stuck into something, you really want to do it. It's very rare for me. So I had a real good time just messing about with that stuff, and I wasn't thinking about anything that's just fucking me completely. Yes. And that seize the day. Seize the day, boys. Seize the day. Yeah, and had a really enjoyable time doing that. The tunny fella gave me a bottle of water and a couple of bucks, and he said, go grab yourself something to munch on. I said, I'll stick around and see if I can figure out this issue with that little chainsaw. I bet that little spacer is just that one little piece. If I knew how long it was, it would probably fashion something. But that's that. But overall, it was a fine day, and now I've got like a bit over an hour. Over an hour of a ride back to the ranch. Yes. And I'm going to make certain that I nearly totally stuffed my food up. I burnt my toasted sandwiches. I run out of bread. Life is good. That bloke a few times. Clearly he slowed down when he saw me with this camera. Yeah, I've heard him a few times at night time around. He fucking raps. He's nearly as mad as I am. I'm trying to get my other battery out of here. It truly is thoroughly pleasant at this time of year. Moony thing, you can, it's so close you can just reach out and touch that bloody thing sometimes a year. Whew, just finished off the last of my sandwiches. Decided, because I have a little bit more clarity today. I know, when you're sort of thinking about things, and you just can't stop thinking about this fucking shit, and then, I don't know, kind of like if you're at work or something, or you're somewhere you don't want to be, and you're breaking up with your girl, and you keep fucking, and you can't stop thinking about that, been there many times, that sort of thing. But, being occupied today, as much as I was really, really good. I needed that. We're heading through, this is all a new industrial area. I came across the idea, if I go along here, I might fare quite well as far as hills are concerned. Yes, how's that for thinking? Who's over there? Right, now I've got some downhill to do, so I've got a bit more uphill over there. Last night I was at the Beach of Contemplation again, reading the genre of World War II. It's about this second lieutenant. He was all these chaps, and they all these dead horses all around, all these bombs going off around them, and they try to make it to this place where they were staying in this abandoned prison, and or they commandeered it or whatever. And the whole top of it was bombed regularly by high explosives, HEs. Pull a Travis plus run on this one. Oh, okay. And they're saying, but down below they were safe. But any time they went out towards the line and all that, there were, men would go out every night to feed the troops, to bring in the stores, and every night because the Boches, how do they pronounce that? The Boches, and the Germans would bomb they'd throw all their artillery in the direction of those that are feeding the troops. And every night they would go out again and again and again to oh man, it's great reading stuff like that, because it's like when you feel that the chips are down a lot worse for a lot of other people, aren't they? Or have been, and still are now, currently. Alright, now we've got some downhill sections. I better hold on. Now, here's a bit of a science decision. I could go over to Super Kiddo over there and grab a loaf of bread, which they have good prices, and sometimes late at night you can get a better deal. Then again, Lumiere up there is about an hour away. Can't be that far by now. The hard part's over. This is the second section that I've just gotten to of the 3 sections. But I'm thinking, this is science, you see. I've been sciencing all day, so flux capacitors and Millennium Falcons or whatever I was talking about earlier, alright? And the freaking hyperdrive-y thing. So I reckon, aerodynamically speaking, if I put a loaf of bread, which is you only get 6, you don't really get loaves here. I guess unless you carve them up yourself or you go to the bakery, usually I only get like 6 slices in these thingies, and there's not a whole lot of grain and wholemeal and wheat and the things or whatever. I don't know what they make it out of, plastic or whatever, paint, who knows. But not exactly the same sort of bread that, you know. Yeah, anyways. Yeah, I'm thinking just like science in it. If I stick 6 loaves of bread there in the basket of the mamachari here, just, you know, through the, you know, have you ever seen like when they put experimental prototype, you know, jet fighters and stuff in those, you know, those air thingy majiggies, right? Air flowy machiney weenies, right? And so they test the aerodynamics, and I figure it might be a lot to do with speed too and stuff like that, and angulations, and I don't know, you know, all this stuff, fighter stuff. It's a bit much for me. You know, I'm still thinking about the focal wolves. Anyways, oh, hang on, we're going pretty fast here. See, we could be in a wind tunnel right now. Whoa, 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 turn it up faster. Whoa, whoa, whoa. See? And whoa. So see, I'm right. If I had 6 loaves of bread right there, right now, I would be like sort of a little bit less far away from the go this way. Than I would now. See, that's science. Look, and isn't it wonderful? I'm just still in my singlet. Ooh, hang on, I'm like there. Still in my singlet, and it's like whatever it is time at night now. Yeah, so it's great. But it does, last couple of nights it has plummeted quite quickly, and that's what it does. It sort of peaks and then doof, and then you're like, oh. So I'm kind of stocking up on the, or should I say, hoarding the heaters that are at least necessary, and just in case. And I'm thinking of trying to sell a few, because the tunny fellow and I were talking about, you know, look at the prices of stuff. Oh, you got to be careful real late at night, right? Although I've got a little light, right? Sometimes they just put rando poles everywhere. There'll just be a rando pole right there for no rhyme or reason. It's just a rando pole right there. Some of them are made out of plastic, some of them are made out of rubber, and, you know, totally flexible, and some of them are made out of iron, and they have a lot of dents and tire marks, and yes, it's true. Anyways, the tunny fellow and I were talking about just the skyrocketing prices of all this kind of stuff, you know, the inflationary inflammatory inflationaries, and infuriating inflammatory inflationaries. Yeah, I never read a thesaurus. And so, you know, like, just for these standard heaters that we have, a few of them, he said he's got like 6 of the things just of that particular size, and you know, he says, oh, they're not going for great money, but I'm saying, you know, the new ones now, and you buy any bloody thing new, shit, it's like, maybe I'm just being pushed out of this universe. You know, I'm not earning anymore, I'm earning fucking less. So all these other creatures earning more, please sir, I want, right, to keep in step with this inflationary ideal. You know, when they keep jumping shit, since I've been in this land of sort of juxtapositions, it's gone from 5% extra taxi poos to 8%, and now it's 10%, and they just want more and more and more from you. But these filth, they've already got, I'm talking about global filth. How much do they fucking need? How much they need to have? You know, how much they need to take from you? Yeah, how much do these creatures need? I mean, once you've reached a position, a financial position, what the fuck else do you need? You need, like, be like those dickhead people that buy, you know, $1 billion yachts and you know, just grab all their prostitutes or whatever. Oh yeah, I did that last week. Okay, You know, you grab a $100,000 apartment on a cruise ship, and you get on the ship and you're like, yeah, I'm bored of this now. Can't we just, do something else? Buy some fancy mansion, you sit in it for a while, and you're on the couch, you're like, okay, watching Netflix or whatever, and then you're like, alright. So maybe they just get bored. Like, even worse than I do, Oh, let's do something else now. And we have to pay for it. Yes. The overlords. It's a nice looking rig. Oh, seriously, still wearing a singlet at this time of year. I see an elderly lady that walks by me. We often traverse the same area off to the it's very far away. It's 90 seconds to the local supermarket, and she says to me, "Somebody just coming. Are you cold?" Or, what? The sun's out, and here they are wearing their cardigans and shit. Don't they know that cardigans went out in the frickin' 20s? Or, that's the reason why they went to war in World War II. All the dreary frickin' music of the 30s and the wallpaper and those fucking cardigans or whatever they are. That's why. Oh yes, see, I know. I know stuff. Okay. Alright, there we go for time now. Not that it really matters, but it's nothing else matters. I know. Just to see. And 20 past 7. So, right, that's the 19th of October, right? And out here, this is colder than general, like out this way than it would be in the city, but we're still running at 22 degrees. That's for like Canucks and stuff, and Russians and whatever. They'd be like breaking out the sunscreen, and for the English, they'd be like, jumping on boats and trying to go to frickin' Iceland or something, They wouldn't know what a beach is. I was watching Eddie Hall and his mates, this rando elderly ladies over there with scissors cutting the grass. See, they've got shit to do. Eddie Hall, the world's strongest man, or former world's strongest man, and his mates, and these what do you call them, the Stoughton boys, or those blokes. And they're lifting these heavy rocks and shit, and here they are out in the cold water. Hey, with that, man. Hey, some of those freaking rocks, man. Why? I wonder if they're juicing though. Like big blokes. I wonder that. Are all the world's strongest men competitors? Are they all juicing? I don't know. Like some dudes are just like born, just like gorillas. And don't say that to their face. And don't say, "Hey, ABAREBUGYO said you blokes look like gorillas." No, I'll have to deny that. But yeah, it's great to see the series, what he's doing. He's going around with his pops and on motorcycles and visiting all these areas in Scotland and all that sort of stuff. And he jumped across to the States and was hanging out there with Kentucky Ballistics, those blokes. And it's really, his series is really enjoyable. So being able to ride around on a scoot like that in the beautiful countryside of Scotland, yeah, man, that'd be freaking wonderful, wouldn't it? I get to ride around here in my singlet on this rig, and See, world's strongest freaking raw. Where am my very best? Because I'm pure class, just like Winston from Serpenza ZA. You know, he says, you know, you got to dress up. It's just a matter of respect. Okay, there you go. How's that? The guy thinks he's freaking FBI back in China, and now he's like playing the gifted one that knows the path. God, those chaps, I really reckon, like Chris Chappell and Lowboy86. Who calls your kids sea milk? Maybe that's just a nickname. Anyways, I mean, those blokes, bloody hell, they really need to just let go, man. You know, like China. If I ever left this joint, I wouldn't be like just dreaming about it all fucking day long, you know, or making a grift out of it. Those blokes need to move on, you know. But they're making dough out of shitting all over the CCP, as many do. It's like, well, thanks, you know. Just keep that antagonism going. Keep that confrontational fucking political policy bullshit happening, you know, all that hardball freaking geopolitics bullshit. Well, fuck off, you know. I live in this region. I don't want all these chaps having a punchy poos. I don't want to get involved. I'm not at war with China or Russia or you know, whatever the TV. You turn the TV off and you turn it back on a year later, you're like, shit, who am I supposed to hate now? Well, we're thinking about allowing Venezuela to start exporting again. Venezuela, what? Who are you to dictate what we do? And am I supposed to, you know, a year later me, like the Barbara Hall, that a year later me, hey, am I still supposed to be hating North Korean people? Am I supposed to hate the Israelis or the Palestinians? Which one? Aren't I supposed to take sides here? Aren't I supposed to hate the Russians or is it the Ukrainians? I'm not really sure on that one. Aren't I supposed to hate some dudes in Faso, Basso, Wasso or whatever in Sub-Saharan Africa or some shit? Aren't I supposed to hate them? Shit, before long they'll be like, no, you're supposed to hate New Zealanders. I'm like, oh shit, what about the Tongans? Yeah, we can hate them too. What about those big blokes from Fiji? Yeah, we hate them now. Hey, fuck off, you know? Yeah, that's the key. Oh, I'm supposed to hate the Syrians too, right? And the Iranians. Whoops, I forgot about them. What about those dudes from, I don't know, Yemen or Lebanon or wherever the bloody hell that joint is? Hey, I might have to go to the White House, tell them I'm Dylan Mulvaney or some shit, and say, listen, I need some advice here on, you know, who I'm supposed to hate. Hey, I'm having trouble remembering who the fuck I'm supposed to hate. Okay, section 2 done. There's the top of the hill there. Woo. Making my way, da. Yes. Alright, now section 3. It's quite a breeze, really. Yeah, like I was saying earlier. According to who am I supposed to hate? Someone's cranking up the hill here. I don't want to lose their momentum. They keep going straight forward. Let's do it. Yeah, I was coming up to the crest. Oh, you got to be really careful here. The rando concrete poles are just there. So they put these what do you call them? Solar power little lighty things on them. Because there's so many millions of these fucking things everywhere. You know, the solar power things shit themselves, and then they're just like this target for you to hit if you hate yourself. Shouldn't you like put your both hands up? Oh, whatever, you just go. So yeah, shit, blasting through here. for it. Okay. So when the solar power panel-y things shit themselves, yeah, they're just targets. I swear there's so many tyre marks and shit on them, and bent ones where cars have hit them and all that. These ones are alright, they're just plastic, you can whack into them. But I'm talking about right in the centre of the fucking path, you know? Yeah, I'm serious. Yeah, I kid you not. So, but some apes will be like, oh, hey, what stocks are that company? They're going to make all these billions of these rando poles. Oh, yeah, I'm going to buy some stocks in that shit. Yeah, some people just don't give a fuck. That's all. Which leads me back to that chainsaw. I wonder how critical that small spacer part is to keep this bracket away, like a chain guide thing, away from the chain itself. It's just one of those slow moving electric chainsaws. But the thing is, the conscience cuts in and goes, well, it will probably run alright, and how often would you use it? But maybe it's supposed to spin. Maybe it's an anti-vibratory freaking spacery wastery that actually does have a function, because they even stamp on the bracket you're supposed to have that bit in there, right? So it's against my very conscience to sell a tool that could be dangerous to someone just to put food in my guts. Alright, so yes. But I'm not too worried about it, because you know, I'm going to get my Jeff Bezos fucking $1 billion yacht and cruise around the world and listen to the bombardments from offshore. Yes. Send some more people into the meat grinder. Yeah, there we go. It's amazing how those that want war, they don't exactly like get in the trenches. How's that work? Strange that, isn't it? The wonders of the shit that's going on in our world. I haven't even been watching much of it, to be honest, like as much as what I generally would. It's just so downhearted, bloody da 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 da, yeah, downhearted. But oh, I might be able to let go of them. Oh, you just go over there. Hey, that bloke's jogging, and the girl back there is jogging to McDonald's over there, I'm sure. This young bloke, he's about to take on the hill. He'll be heading to KFC. Certain of it, you can tell by his build. Oh, shit. Just checking out the old hungry fat chick, you know, the honor-bound, those honor-bound people, and she's putting up these my opinions of my reviews or whatever of my old freaking videos or something like that, which obviously people are just not interested in. There's one crowd that just wants her to just keep eating that shit. But how's that bloke, what's his name, Joel Jensen or something like that, Joel Hansen or something like that. That bloke, he goes to like restaurants and he just tears into these like food challenges and stuff, you know, and he gets like free meals. He's got like loads of that AdSense and all that sort of stuff. But you know, the bloke's eating for a reason, and you don't see him. He's not like a contestant for free food at, say, the Heart Attack Grill. Not at all. It's quite amazing, isn't it? So these blokes, I presume they the second they get a chance, they go and hurl everything as much as they can out of themselves, and maybe do cross training or something. But tremendous amounts of food these guys can put down, and they kind of, I don't know, I hear tell that they exercise their stomach for expansion and put water in or whatever. I don't know how they do it, but you know, that bloke sort of, his channel sort of works. But I think old hungry fat chick there, she's been sort of mentioning that she's running out of ideas, and I don't know, I'd just keep going for the try to sell get involved in all that clothing line stuff. I think she gave it a go, but the clothing line for fat people, I mean, there's a huge market, right? Got the right word for it. There's a market for it, because what a dwindling decline that would be, just watching all these old videos. And there's a crowd there that don't want her to get healthy, right? Because she's like a cuddle pillow or something, She's like a fucking a comfort donkey or whatever, take a comfort sheep that you need to take on the plane with you. Yeah, and people don't say anything about it. This is the joint, actually. I went to get a couple of litres of fuel the other night, and just with that fuel tank, it was just in the back of my rig, and they said, no, you have to give us your address and all this shit. It's fucking mental. Hang on. It's some of the stupid shit you have to deal with. Fuck, and over the years, no wonder I'm a bit like fucking off kilter. Fuck me. Anyways, that's the way it is. 100 years time, whatever matter. Yep, that's what I would do if I was her. But she's got like 200,000 followers or something, so keep trying to do the clothing line thing, but I think that takes effort, like to actually dress oneself and wash oneself at this point in time. That's some pretty serious effort. Oh, we better put in some more. Hang on. Oh, there's a McDonald's up there. Hey, gotta get myself to McDonald's. Get those chicken McNuggets. I swear I haven't eaten that shit since like 03. Somewhere around there. 04, 05 maybe, 04. Somewhere around there. Just once you develop that palate, once you realise what food actually is. I didn't know what food was. But alas. What's on the menu tonight? Oh, same as that was on the menu last night. What's that? Okay. Bread with butter. We do have butter. Still we do. Who's we? You're talking to yourself. You're like evil Ash and good Ash. Right. And then we have sliced cheese, the cheapest processed crap that I could get. Good. See, I eat well. And some sliced ham. I brought the toaster back from the Soul Call, the warehouse. And so I've been tucking into that stuff of late. I had a craving for toasted ham and cheese sandwiches. Yes. Over here. Oh yeah. Quick smell. Oh, it smells like that chicken. Not her. I mean the God damn it. There's Lumiere. That place there is the yakitori chicken restaurant-y whatever, or a yakiniku or whatever. I can't read that shit. And through the vents, the exhaust vents or whatever, you get all the barbecue smells as they waft by. Might have to edit that big out. There was a schoolgirl over there. Oh, quick smell! Oh God, I might need to kill myself right now. Oh, hang on, don't do that. There's some 89 yen bread over here. I might even be able to park closer. Yep. There we go. Alright, cover me, I'm going in. Yeah.
In the worlds before Monkey, primal chaos reigned. Heaven sought order, but the phoenix can fly only when its feathers are grown.
Wow, the budget for today was nothing. And But the tunny fella gave me a couple of bucks because I said, oh yeah, I'll see if I can put those bolts back in, because he had it all wonky and wishy-washy. He's only going to find that he's missing a bit. We won't be able to find that bit. I figure I might, I don't know, look it up online and have a look at the parts and then maybe fashion something that's safe. Anyways, so I decided to splash out. Not only did I get the 89 yen 6-pack of bread, yes, they had one of my favourite potato chips. Look at this huge bag here. Yeah. Hang on, sounds like there's kind of, hang on, let's see. Hey, oh, freaking money back. How come there's only like 60% of the chips in there? But now we have a total of 16 yen. Look at that. So, under budget for today. There you go, I love it. Right. Okay, let's just go around this way. Go around this way. Right, and try to switch hands like Tom Cruise would. Oh, there you go. Right then. So, totally under budget. Got 16 yen left. So that's good. So I can put that towards tomorrow's budget and I'll have a total of 216 yen. Yes. So, I know that, to be honest, they're not that tasty, but the cheapest ramen you can get is you get this 5-pack. Yes. It's fucking awful, but hey, if you're in the trenches and you're getting the shit bombed out of you and Lysol in your uniform and your fleas and the wafting smell of dead bodies and carcasses of horses and the gas is coming over, the chlorine gas, and you're sometimes waist deep in freezing water, and it's winter and it's shit and it keeps drizzling and raining, you can't see any uplifting news from the weather forecast of weather considerations, and it ain't that bad. No, it ain't that bad at all. Alright. I did, however, yesterday forget to weigh that sculpture of mine. Oh, here's the grift. Now, I'm just gonna tell you about this really nice product that I really like, and I've got 59 seconds to do it. What do you have to do? At least 30 seconds or something to uphold the grift. Yeah. Anyways, that's not selling your soul. So I didn't weigh that sculpture. So, but I did put that video up last night. And there are some Horshams. Hey, there was a man from Horsham, and he had some balls and he wanted to squash them or something like that. That's not what it was at all. We just go that way. And so I got those weights and measures, so I'll get that done this evening. I'll get that done this evening, and then after that I might actually sit down and have a freaking coffee, have a feed, and then head down to the beach of contemplation with my tablet, and then I'm going to get stuck back into reading this particular novel. This particular literary work is huge. I've been reading it for ages, and it's really an in-depth study of what this bloke experienced when he was in the eastern regions of France and around sort of Belgium and all that sort of those areas. And yeah, it's a really sort of extensive, remarkable piece of work. So I'm really keen to get back and get back to that bench and get back to that hobo bench. Lay down. I've got this tatami mat thing. I'll lay my head down. Lay you down. And then continue reading that. That's why I haven't been sort of so politico and watching all this stuff. I'm not up with, you know, the latest things that are happening right now, because I'm sort of stepping back from a lot of that. I'm thinking, fucking hell, does that not make you feel that you're a part of this madness? That makes me feel like shit. Yeah, like you just feel so fucking down. I don't never get depressed. You just feel so fucking down. Knowing what is going on in the world, so I haven't been really up keeping it for like at least a week. So, how far behind am I?
Elemental forces caused the egg to hatch. From it then came a stone monkey. The nature of monkey was irrepressible.